Hello, welcome to this week's episode. I am your host, Katie Watford, celebrity and personal brand fashion stylist. And in this week's episode, we're going to discuss the number one style strategy that you need to look like the powerhouse that you are without having to dress like every other expert in a blazer or jeans. Now, you're probably here because you're a creative, a founder, a visionary. You're a woman of influence. Like, you have built a very successful business. You've done the inner work. You're in this incredible new chapter. You have created this standout brand and your clients are a dream. You love what you do. You're visible online, but deep down, you know that you're not visually standing out. And the dress for success principles don't work for you, nor should they, because it feels more corporate-y and going into an office. And your schedule and your lifestyle, that does not represent you at all. You're also not trying to look younger. You're not interested in fitting in, because fitting in does not represent who you are, because you have trailblazed and done something completely different in your industry, which is what got you to the level of success that you are at. And as a trailblazer myself in the styling industry, I have worked with iconic women like yourself my entire career. And here's one thing I know is that when you don't think like everybody else, you don't want to look like everybody else. And you know who you are, and you are ready for your wardrobe to speak before you do. Now, you have been taught to follow, like my clients have been taught to follow the latest fashion trend and what's in season. And while that can be really interesting and fun, and it does keep things moving forward, I do not do that. I don't follow rules. I don't play by what other people say to do, because that just goes against being a true visionary. And it lacks the number one thing that you're missing within yourself right now, is that key authenticity piece. Because you're not just getting dressed for attention, you're getting dressed for impact. And if you want to get dressed for impact, the ingredient that really needs to be infused throughout your entire wardrobe is the authenticity piece, which I'm going to tell you how to do in this training today. Now, as a style expert with over 10 years experience, I can tell you that what I've noticed since day one, I believed this was like my style philosophy, but I knew that what women were being taught was not the truth. It had nothing to do with the clothes, and it had to do with the woman in the clothes. It has to do with your identity. Because I have been in women's closets that literally are a dream, affluential families net worths of billions of dollars. Money was not an object. They had the designer pieces. They understood how to dress their body type correctly, but they were still dressing from an expired identity. Even with all those beautiful pieces, even with all that. And if you continue to dress in an expired identity, that is what's going to keep you second guessing yourself. Because here's what no other stylist is telling you, is that your wardrobe is not just about clothes, it's about communication. Every silhouette, every texture, every detail, every garment that you wear, it's sending a signal to your brain, because clothes are non-verbal communication tools. And it's sending out a message, a silent signal about how you see yourself and how others should respond to you. I want you to think about clothes are like photographs, and your closet is like a photo album. So back in the day, right? Not nowadays, we do this on our iPhones or digital, but back in the day, we used to go through like a photo album. And when you used to flip through a photo album, you would obviously go through different photographs and from a summer vacation with your family at Disneyland, and it takes you down memory lane. It like instantly like transports you to be like, oh my God, I was so tired that day. And we walked for hours, and all my brother did is complain. But my dad was so awesome because he got me into Magic Mountain. And that's the one ride I deeply wanted, right? One photograph can literally turn into 1,000 words, and your clothes are the same thing. Your clothes are so powerful. And if they're not reflecting the woman that you are becoming, they are working against you. So an example of how this is going to look for a woman, let's take a woman who used to be a corporate executive and this has definitely happened since the pandemic, like she quit her business and started her own business as a female entrepreneur. Well, obviously, as she goes and gets dressed every morning and as an entrepreneur, she's going to feel like this isn't me. It's a past version of her. And so this is the real reason why successful business owners, successful female entrepreneurs, don't resonate with 80% of their closet, because it doesn't feel like you anymore, because it's not. And you're sending these nonverbal signals to your brain of who you used to be. It's old energy. And so what really the shift that needs to happen, because it's not about your body type. It's not about that. Those might be things that you have to relearn, but it's having the right type of conversation, using the right type of communication. This is fashion psychology, and this is what I specialize in as a personal brand fashion stylist. And this is how we develop our client's signature style through a visual identity, the same way like legacy brands do. So for example, when you go into Chanel, and obviously everybody knows the iconic Chanel logo, but Chanel has something called codes of the house. All luxury fashion houses have this, as a matter of fact, but Chanel has done it, in my opinion, the best, because they visually tell a story about the brand, about Chanel's heritage. So one example of this is going to be like the boy bag, and her lover, Boy Capel, she named that bag after her lover, Boy Capel. And the boy bag is one of their iconic bags that, as a collector, this is like, you have the 255, you have the boy bag. These are her signature pieces, but they're also told through the lens of her story, a story that only she can tell. And luxury selling, when you do it this way, it totally changes the experience. And obviously it makes storytelling is just magical. And this is the piece that seems so intangible to do in personal styling, but this is what we specialize in with our clients using our fashion psychology method, because every outfit becomes intentional. Every detail becomes meaning, because we're building a wardrobe that reflects the woman that you're becoming, not just the woman that you're leaving behind. And this is why I developed the industry icon style formula, because I just saw so many clients struggling for no reason. And when you know how to get dressed, how to fill in the gaps in your closet with unique and versatile pieces that easily triple your outfit options through the lens of your own icon style formula, like everything becomes a breeze. And the formula is simple. I want to break this down with you. It is your authority plus your personality plus your identity equals your industry icon style formula. So to give you an example of how this actually works, I just posted on my Instagram a brand photo of one of my clients, Jessica Reyes. Jessica Reyes is a luxury hair extension specialist with hair lingerie. Her authority is not needing to be dressed as a businesswoman. I mean, she is a businesswoman, but she doesn't need to look like in a power suit, because it wouldn't quite represent her. Her authority is not just a female entrepreneur. Her authority is like a luxury glam CEO, because she wants to obviously communicate that she's in the luxury glam industry. If you take a hairstylist, let's just compare the authority between a hair colorist and a hair extension specialist. A hair colorist tends to look like the poster child of free people, or just jeans and a t-shirt. They don't look like something luxurious. But a luxury hair extension specialist, she needs to dress through the lens, if this is her personality and true to who she is, as a luxury glam CEO. So you can see in that brand photo that Jessica reflects that authority. It's her expertise, right? So the second piece, which is the biggest piece of my entire work and the piece that changed my life and changes all my clients' life, is really honing in on your personality. Because when you're talking about really how do you make yourself look different and create a curated wardrobe, not just a purchased wardrobe, it is, yes, your expertise / authority, what we just said, but your personality. How you create your signature style through your personality is something called your style types. This changed my life when I developed the style types. I want you to think about when you go buy hair products, you're actually buying a product that your hair type needs. Volume versus frizzy, curly hair versus straight hair. It's customized to the needs and the specificness that your hair. Your wardrobe should be just as personalized like that through your style types. Now, to give you an example of style types, I am a fashion stylist. That's my authority. My authority is I am a personal brand stylist. That can look a lot of different ways. I could be very polished in it. I could be there's some stylists that just dress very creative, almost like iconic artist, where they look a bit costumey, the best way to say it. But I'm more of an edgy visionary. That's my authority. But my personality is rooted in country music. If you haven't noticed by now, if you are new to my world, now you know. But I am obsessed with country music. I probably should have been styling country music artist. But as you look through all of my feed and my photos, and if I showed you my actual outfit planning system, there is a very cohesive theme that is really interwoven through the style type Americana. Why? Because it tells my story of where I grew up in the South, on the state line of Florida, Georgia. I grew up in the woods. My family is military heritage. So when I wear camo as one of my iconic prints, I'm not wearing it because it's trendy. I'm wearing it because it's who I am. I love chocolate brown because it reminds me of the woods, not because it's trendy. So when I am filling in the gaps in my closet and creating my signature style, I am doing it through exactly how Chanel and Codes of the House do it. And this is what we do with our clients. It's so much fun when you get this intentional, because you could care less what is out there unless it truly reflects who you are and where you're going. So personality, and the third part is identity, right? Your next level identity. The first, right? Excuse me. So what does that mean? Let's take Jessica, for example, again. When she first came to me back in 2018, when I first started styling her, she was a hair colorist stepping into the identity of a luxury hair extension specialist. Jessica is now one of the top extension specialists in the US. She's one of the only 4 master specialists with hair lingerie. And that is her identity. So this is, how does she dress? Because her clientele is very different. She is a very different woman than who she used to be 6 years ago. Let me give you another example of that, because I don't quite feel like maybe I landed that as well as I wanted. But take me. I am a fashion stylist headed into a 7-figure business owner. How does the 7-figure business owner version of me look? With using my personality / style types. I don't go away of taking away my Americana style type. I enhance it with the seven-figure business earner? How does she look? Is it more luxury brands? Is she wearing Saint Laurent more than, where is she shopping at? Is she going to be, what's that iconic silhouette that she's going to be doing? Is that going to be more in dresses because she's doing business meetings? So looking at the brand Helsa, that's got a bit more femininity. Maybe she's more feminine than I have been, the stylist who was just schlepping clothes, doing fittings with celebrities where it was a lot more casual. You see the energy behind the difference? This is the power of when you get really intentional using your style types and just the industry icon style formula. Because you're no longer, every outfit is a signal, every detail is a symbol. And this is how you can confidently walk into your closet every day and get dressed without a single ounce of self-doubt. This is how that you feel at home to your wardrobe again. And that whether you're on Zoom or you're in traveling on stage or just relaxing, you still feel at home because everything is coded. This is truly branding style. I am so excited to have shared all of this with you today because it has truly changed my life and my client's life. And I'm so excited because of what we have coming here in the second half of 2025. It's a really symbolic time as we're going through this rebrand. It's right before my 40th birthday, and I want to kick off the celebration of going into my 40s the right way. So if you're catching this here right before we go into July 2025, I am gifting 3 style assessment audits directly with me. So this is where we will do an audit over your social media, and I'll show you your biggest opportunities to elevate your style on how you can really look like the powerhouse that you are without looking like every other expert in a pair of jeans and blazers. And if I feel like you and I are a great fit, I'll show you how the icon method will get you dressed in under 5 minutes every day. So you walk into meetings, events, restaurants with unshakable presence. So if you want to scoop up one of those spots, use the link below to book the style audit call, or just send me a DM and tell me your biggest takeaway from this episode. It would truly warm my heart. It would be the best birthday present ever, honestly. I would love to hear that from you. I hope you have loved this. I have, and I will catch you on the next episode.